Hi there, I'm John Shields, and we are with Chesapeake Bites today. And we're at the Manchester Mushroom Farm with Andrew, who is the farm production manager.
That I am.
That he is. And we're ready to do all kinds of things today. We're cooking, we're finding out about mushrooms, and we're going to give you the whole chimichanga right here on Chesapeake Bites. Andrew.
John.
So I think it's time. We're going to cook some steaks.
Let's make some steak.
Yeah, I'm feeling. But we're going to do a little steak a little different.
That's right.
Okay, going to be steak a la Andrew, a la...
Steak a la mushroom, a la lion's mane, if
yes.
you will.
All right. I'm leaving it to you.
So we're continuing on with the star of the show today. It's going to be the lion's mane mushroom, right?
Uh-huh.
When these things kind of set you up for success already. And to just reiterate, we've already cleaned it up. There's no substrate. This thing is ready to go. Doesn't need washing. And it almost doesn't even need a knife to get in that steak form because it grows almost naturally.
Wow.
To give you this perfect steak, if you will,
yeah.
right? So this is great because we've got that nice flat surface for pan searing, just like you would a steak in the pan. So again, if you're familiar with cooking like a cauliflower steak, same deal, but we're gonna use an even more delicious component here today, which is the lion's mane mushroom.
Cool.
So we're gonna start, let's do 2 steaks here today, John.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 gorgeous pieces right here. This one right here, I'm gonna clean up just a little bit again. I just want that flat surface so I can get a nice sear.
Ooh.
Look how perfect that is throughout the whole thing. And I think that side's ready to go. Same thing here. I'm just gonna lob a little bit off here. And you could save, this is all still good, right?
Yeah.
So you could shred these pieces by hand. You could turn this into those lion's mane crab cakes with those pieces. And we're just gonna season with salt and pepper just like you would a steak. You're treating this recipe just like you would a steak naturally, right? And maybe I'll do the same thing just to guarantee we get that nice sear, right? Mm-hmm. So just getting that nice flat surface.
That looks good.
You could do any rub you like. You could throw some fresh herbs on here, some minced garlic. You could even do a marinade overnight with some extra virgin olive oil. That'll really help soak it in. But to keep it simple today, we're just gonna do some salt and pepper. That's what I would do on my beef anyway at home, right?
Cool.
So we're gonna keep it like that.
All right, so we're gonna go to the stove now, huh?
Let's head over and sear these up in a cast iron. My favorite way to cook any kind of steak.
Ooh, smoking.
That's right, that's what you're looking for. All right, John, we got oil smoking. We got oil shimmering in the pan over here. Why don't you go ahead and drop that bad boy in. There's a good sound we're looking for. And again, I'm just kind of lightly pressing those in there so I can guarantee I've got full contact surface in the pan, right? And sort of similar to the crab cake recipe, we're looking for that nice golden brown, which lion's mane is really, really good for.
Yeah.
As long as you kind of got that nice even cooking surface, you're gonna get some really nice sear on these guys. And in a similar fashion as you would a steak, obviously we're not going for a medium rare or anything here, but
then we don't have to do that feel.
Right.
Oh, I think.
It will be a similar cook time though, where you're gonna go, 2 minutes on one side, flip, 2 minutes on the other.
Yeah.
Maybe go back for another 2 and another 2 for about an 8 to 10 minute cook time too.
Yeah. Basically heating it all the way through.
Exactly. With the lion's mane mushroom, you do want to make sure you've cooked thoroughly all the way through.
Yeah.
And again, we're keeping it simple today where we're gonna pan sear each side and we're gonna do a little bit of a butter baste at the end too.
Ooh,
If you wanted to keep it vegan, you could just omit that butter, still throw some fresh garlic or shallot or onion in there.
Keep the olive oil going.
That's right. Especially that Dimitri's olive oil is so good and rich, isn't it?
It is. So what are some of the markets that you're going to be at for this coming summer?
So this coming summer, we're going to be at the most farmers markets we've been in any previous summer. So we're at a few way down south in the DC region, including Eastern Market in Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
We're also going to be at Arlington Market in Virginia, which is another great one that we're really excited. That's a new one for us this season. Up here in the Baltimore area, we're going to be up at the Baltimore's Farmers Market.
Nice.
Locally famous.
Yep.
right under 83. Everybody's very familiar. I've been attending that market since I was a teenager, so I'm really excited to be
that's cool.
a part of that market in any fashion. And then one of my favorite markets on a personal note, I was raised in Ellicott City, and on Main Street, Old Ellicott City, we've got the Old Ellicott City Farmers Market.
I've never been to that one.
It's a really cool one. It's in the new and improved Tiber Park down in Ellicott City, right on the bottom of Main Street. And
Yes.
again, for me, it was all about, I love doing this for the community sense as much as for the food aspect and culinary sense. For me to be back in my hometown and being able to share the literal fruits of my labor is really, really cool. It's a really fun market to be a part of. And Old Ellicott City is just such a cool town.
It is. I love it.
All right, that's a good sound. We got some sizzle.
We're sizzling and smelling good.
Let's give the old flick. Look at that. That is exactly what we're looking for there, John. Oh, yeah. And again, I'm just going to give that a light press. Guarantee I've got full contact surface in that cast iron on that other side. And I think we're to the point where we might be able to throw some butter and do some butter basting.
Okay, we got butter here.
Go ahead and throw a big old knob of that in there, John.
Oh. Get a little more,
That's right. Butter's like firewood. When you think you have enough, double it, right?
Throw a little more in.
And at this point, we're gonna drop our temp down so our butter doesn't burn or anything like that. We want it frothing, but we don't really want it browning too much. And I like to throw some fresh herbs in here. So we're doing some rosemary and some thyme to infuse the flavor of that butter a little bit. Okay, and then as far as basting goes, sorry, pardon me, John, I'm just gonna grab a spoon here. Now that our butter's nice and frothy, what I like to do is I like to tilt that cast iron back, pull it up, and we're just basting, right? We're basting those steaks so all that butter falls into every little crust and crevice that we've imparted in that lion's mane.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Really good sear on those.
Smells good too.
Smell-o-vision invented yet.
Yeah, we need odorama.
Yeah.
There's John Waters when we need them.
We'll get our plate ready for finishing these.
Okay. There we go. Wow. How gorgeous. We'll put these on the plate too, right?
Fresh aromatics. Turn our cast iron off. And then I like to finish these, John. Let's come back over to our cutting board area over this way. And I like to finish these guys as I would kind of any other steak. It's just some more fresh herbs and some fresh minced garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some of that really rich, deep Dimitri's olive oil there. And I'm just going to kind of plate that on top and let it spill over onto the plate a little bit. And again, just that fresh aromatic will impart with that lion's mane flavor. Really, really nice.
What are you gonna?
Steak.
Yeah, steak. What are you gonna have? What are you gonna have with your steak?
Oh man, with my steak, shoot, I would love some like roasted fingerling potatoes on this.
Yeah.
I'm a real meat and potatoes kind of eater at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And as far as sauce goes, like I said, I love a nice fresh herbed olive oil like this, or even a nice chimichurri would be really good.
There's almost in the chimichurri stage.
Exactly. Some sort of acidity to kind of cut through that really rich flavor would be really nice on there.
Well, this is an amazing addition to the world of steaks.
That's right.
And all these amazing things that you can do with mushrooms that I don't think people ever...
Who would have thought?
Even thought you could do. So this is absolutely amazing, and people are so lucky to have you come to the market to get them excited about it.
That's right.
Give them ideas of what they can do, and that's why people go to farmers markets.
That's
about
right.
relationships building, and the farmers and the artisan food makers who can explain to people what this is about. And when you make those relationships, as you know, they keep coming back week after week after week.
They do.
And that is how we rebuild our local food economy.
That's right, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of it. It really shares my love for cooking, my experience as a chef, with my newfound love of agriculture and farming, and really developing that sense of community. And I couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
Andrew, thank you so much.
John, thank you.
All right.